one of the most important exercises that you need to maintain your strength, your mobility, and your balance. Stay tuned. Hi, and welcome to my channel. In today's YouTube video, I have an exercise to share with you that I feel is very important for us to maintain our mobility, our balance, and our strength in our legs. This is so very important because as we continue to age, our muscles just aren't what they used to be. And we can kind of get dependent on certain things and we quit using some critically important muscles. Now first, I'm making a disclaimer. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a health coach. I'm not a trainer. I'm not a anything. I'm just sharing with you my perspective on how important it is to maintain our balance throughout our senior years. So I'm gonna step back and sit on a chair and show you the exercise I'm talking about. I hope you can see me okay. I pulled my chair out here to the center so that you could get a good visual of what I'm going to do. Now first I want to sit down and I want to show you how most of us get up and down from a chair at various ages, all ages. I mean, sometimes 50, 60, and all the way up to 90s do this. And that's, we have the arms of the chair, and when we go to get up, we push down on the arms and push ourselves up. That is incorrect way to do it. And the reason why is you're using the arms of the chair to push yourself off. You're not using anything from the waist down. You're not using your legs, your leg muscles. You're not using your balance or anything. And I realize many people have limitations that they can't get up or down without holding on to something. But in many cases, that's not true. Now, if you're on a walker, then that's a different situation. But what happens is we become dependent on how we get up and down. It becomes a habit. And then we just forget to use what we have within ourselves to get up and down and to maintain our balance. It's just too easy to hold on to these arms. And many people say, well, I can't get up or down unless I am holding on or push myself off from the arms of the chair or grab onto them when I sit down. Matter of fact, Dave said, oh, I could never do that. You know, I have to use the arms of a chair to get up and down. Well, no, he doesn't. And I proved it to him. So I said, you do this with me. Let me see you do this and see if you can get up from a chair. And he did it perfectly. He didn't need the arms of the chair to get him up. But he's so used to doing that he just does it. He has become dependent on it. And we don't want to do that. So let me show you the exercise now. So what I'm going to do with my hands is just cross them so that I don't use my arms at all. I don't even want to be tempted to use them. So I'm going to sit in this chair and I'm going to lower myself with my legs. I'm not going to use my arms. I can feel the chair behind me. It's up against the back of my legs. It's stable. I know it's not going anywhere. I know I'm not going to fall. So I'm going to slowly lower my body by the strength of my legs to get down in the chair. So now I'm going to sit back, I'm relaxed, I'm comfortable, I'm having a conversation, and it's time to get up. Well, again, I don't want to do this and push myself up. I'm going to scoot more towards the end of the chair. I'm going to put my hands like this so that I'm not tempted to rely on them to get me up. I'm going to lean forward and put the weight on the front of my feet, and I'm going to stand straight up, just like this. It's really that simple. Now what that took was strength in my legs, and it took balance. Now, in the beginning, when you first try this, you may not be able to do it because you are dependent on doing it this other way. So it may take a few times, but practice. If you practice a couple times a day, I'm telling you, I don't care if you're 80 or 90, you can do it. So your first attempt may be a fail, but you keep practicing and you'll get there. Now what you could do to start out, if your legs are really weak and you can't even lift yourself off the chair, put your hands up here, lean forward, put the weight on the balls of your feet, the front of your feet, and I'm a little bent over, but I still pushed myself off the chair. And if you keep doing that, then you'll be able to just stand straight up and you won't have to push yourself off. You can really feel this in the muscles of your legs, and it takes balance too, and it definitely improves your balance. So this is an exercise I would suggest for anybody over the age of 50 and beyond. So now that I've demonstrated it, do you think you could start practicing? You might get it right the first time. It's just because of habit and dependency that you just push yourself off from the arms of the chair. But again, if you can't, don't get discouraged. Keep practicing. Practice a couple times a day, and I'm telling you, you will be able to do it. Now, I know there are some exceptions. Like I said, there are some people that have different health issues, or maybe they're on a walker and they need assistance walking, and they wouldn't be able to do this because of the weakened state of their muscles and strength in their legs. But if that's not applicable to you, give it a try and let me know if it worked for you. We have to do everything we can if we want our independence as we continue to age, and if we want to be mobile and not worry so much about falling due to terrible balance, then we have to do a few things to help ourselves, and this is just one of them. Well, now I'm going to leave you with an inside beauty tip. My inside beauty tip today comes from the Serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Now, the reason I chose this beauty tip today is because of the exercise that I just showed you. When the prayer says, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, there are things that we cannot change. For example, lower back issues. You've had back surgery, spine diseases, etc. There is probably not a way that you can do this exercise that I just showed you because of the pain that it may cause you, and it may be physically impossible for you to do, and that's okay. You can accept that and know your own limitations. The second part of the Serenity prayer, the courage to change the things that I can, well, as I said, there are many things we can change. We may not do them just out of habit or just out of dependency on something, but we do have the courage to change some things, and we have to draw on that courage and the strength of God to do it. And the third part of the Serenity prayer, the wisdom to know the difference. You know what you can and can't change in your own life. It doesn't have to be just this exercise. There are many things in life that we can't change. If we hear a loved one has just been diagnosed with a terrible, deadly disease, we can't change that. Yes, we can pray for a miracle. We can pray for a healing. But physically, within ourselves, we can't change that for the other person. And we have to come to a term of acceptance with that. There are other things that we do in our lives that we definitely can change. We just have to try. We have to make the effort. We have to pray for God to help us change those things. That takes wisdom to know the difference of what you can and cannot change. Don't give up on yourself too soon. There's no number of age that can't do this or can't do that just because of the number of their age. It takes discipline, it takes practice, it takes commitment, but we can change some things. So it's very important to know what we can change, what we can't change, and to know that difference. And then to move forward to make our lives the best that we can make them. We owe that to ourselves, don't we? I think we do. I thank you so much for being here today. I truly do appreciate it. And until we meet again, this is the old girl signing out. See ya.